This is a sign. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Spoken by Hamlet. Hi, welcome back to Sweet Infinity. My name is Kieran. I'm on a month-long quest to read from one of my tarot decks or one of my oracle decks and see what comes up, interpret it for you. I hope that it resonates for you. Today, I'm going to be reading again from crowd favorite Star Trek The Next Generation tarot deck. This is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And it's a non-traditional deck, which means the cards have non-traditional artwork. It's definitely a more advanced deck. You have to know tarot a little bit before you can really get something out of this deck. But the artwork is just gorgeous. The different suits are renamed. So we have the cloaks, which in the traditional tarot deck would be the wands. Then we have the latinium, and that would be the pentacles or these coins in the traditional decks. Then we have the batlets, which is, I believe, a weapon of the Klingons, and that represents the swords. Traditionally, that's the swords. And then finally, for the water suit, we have starships, and those represent the cups in the traditional tarot. So the suits have been renamed. There are a lot of face cards, but the non-face cards are just numerically represented, which is, again, the advanced way of doing tarot. So I'm going to shuffle this and we will get to it. I'm going to be reading probably 2 or 3 cards today from this deck. So let's see what comes up. I hope you're doing well. Please leave me a message. Say hello, introduce yourself if we've never talked before, or just, tell me about how your week has been. Tell me about your favorite TV show. I would love to hear from you. Also, please remember to subscribe, like the video, thumbs up. And if you've already subscribed or you will, please hit the little bell icon so that you'll get notified when I put out a new video. And please do share this video if you know anybody who likes Star Trek. All right, let's pick some cards here. Okay, we've got the Chariot card, which is represented by the Enterprise. Then we've got the Strength card, represented by Worf, who's one of the characters on this show. And we have the 3 of Cloaks, which is one of the number cards here. So we have basically would be the 3 of Wands. So the 3 of Cloaks or 3 of Wands, and the Chariot card, which is represented by the Enterprise, and Strength, which is represented by Worf. These 3 cards came up. I'm such a huge fan of this show, and I can't help but look into the deeper meaning of both the cards, the tarot cards, and their traditional meaning, and what these characters and these objects mean in the show as well. So I'm going to read you descriptions for each of the cards from the Star Trek guidebook, the Star Trek deck guidebook, and then I'll interpret it for you. So the Chariot card first, in this case, the Enterprise. No matter the distance, no matter the obstacles, the Chariot rushes toward its goal just as the USS Enterprise speeds across the galaxy. Whether they are racing at warp speed or slowing to impulse, the crew of the Enterprise would be powerless to explore the universe without their miraculous spacecraft. The card also means upright. The Enterprise never rests in the course of its ongoing missions, and you are working just as relentlessly to accomplish your goals. Driven by a strong desire or sense of urgency, keep up this steady pace, and you are sure to succeed. Next up, Strength, represented by Worf. Strength challenges us to overcome every obstacle and rise above every conflict. It asks us to demonstrate the power of our resolve. As Chief Security Officer on the Enterprise, Lieutenant Worf displays strength in many different ways, from his fighting prowess to his sense of honor Together, these qualities allow him to excel as both a Klingon warrior and a Starfleet officer. Upright, the card could mean Worf uses his physical strength and indomitable will to accomplish every kind of mission. You have also found the strength to take on anything that life can throw at you. But just as Worf is supported by his crewmates, you also don't have to face your trials alone. Learn to accept the help of others, and you will be unstoppable. And last but not least, 3 of Cloaks, or 3 of Wands. Whether it is a voyage to an exciting locale or the beginning of a new enterprise, you are well prepared for the journey ahead. Allow your motivation to carry you forward and embrace the opportunities that lie before you. The universe is not going to explore itself. I would also like to read about the 3 of Wands on my Galaxy Tarot app, just to get another perspective for this kind of card in the tarot deck. 3 of Wands. Keyword strategy, launching, progress, expansion, and assistance. The 3 of Wands invites you to look forward with hope and a sense of adventure. When this card appears, the initial steps you've taken may be starting to show promise. It's a time to expand your outlook, to dream big, and to carefully plan your next moves with a spirit of anticipation. This card encourages you to welcome new opportunities with an open heart. Remember, your future holds vast potential, and now is a moment to approach it with ambition and creativity. Step forward with confidence, knowing that the world is full of opportunities for those who are willing to reach out and seize them. These 3 cards together are telling me you are on the right path, and you need to ask for help when you need it. At least these 2 cards are both about a journey, a beginning of a new adventure, beginning of something that you're doing. It could be a new hobby, it could be a new job, a new relationship, a new business venture. It could be moving to a new place. Whatever it is, there's something new, a new journey that you're starting. Because that's what the 3 of Wands usually means. And then the Chariot is usually about movement and change, and not just change, but like moving forward, going ahead and implementing the things that you've been planning or thinking or dreaming about. And then Strength is a very beautiful card because it's not just about outer strength, it's also about outer strength and showing a strong face to the world and being strong in the face of adversity if needed, but also about inner strength and about strength of character, integrity. And so on your journey, you will come across many trips and turns and twists and all these kinds of things, but you have the inner strength. And if you pull from that place and trust that your inner higher self, your inner conscience and your integrity, you listen to those voices, you're going to make the right choices, even in difficult situations, which, you know, any adventure has, but you can go forward. You don't have to be afraid anymore. The things that you've been planning and dreaming about, it's time to move forward. You have the strength. The strength is with you. Worf is such an interesting character on this show, if you're not familiar. So he is somebody who is a Klingon. And at this point in the Star Trek storyline, the Klingon are fighting with the Federation. And yet he is somebody who was adopted as a child and raised by humans. So he has a certain loyalty, definitely, to humans. He works with the humans in the Federation, the galactic sort of United Nations kind of thing, but it's a whole galaxy-wide thing. So he feels that, but a lot of humans are very bigoted towards him. A lot of humans are very mean to him even, because he's a Klingon. So he represents to them the other. And yet he also has some loyalty to Klingons because he was adopted from there, and he knows that that's his ethnic heritage. The whole series goes into how he reconciles being an immigrant, basically, being somebody who is a refugee, who has a foot in both cultures. And that develops his character even more throughout the show. There were 7 seasons, I believe, and several movies. And we get to see him struggle with that sort of dual identity at times. We get to see how it can be a strength for him, and sometimes it's a hindrance for him. We get to see how he maneuvers around when either the humans or the Klingons are being unfair, either to him or to each other, and how he acts like a bridge between them. And all of that is because his inner strength, because he is also physically outwardly strong. He is the head of the security for the Enterprise, for the whole ship, right? He's the head of security for that. and he coordinates security issues throughout every episode. But he's also internally strong. He has character. He has conscience. He has rationality. He has integrity. That is, I think, the real strength. He's not just muscle. Muscle is important, but he has that inner soul or heart that is so necessary to do his job properly. So he never abuses his position. And that's the other thing about the strength card is in the tarot, the strength card is not just about beating people up. It's about being strong enough to fight back when needed, to protect the weak, to fight back for your own rights, and knowing when to be restrained and when to not use your strength, even though you have it, and those who you're fighting might know you have it, but knowing when it would be inappropriate or it could actually work against you to show all of your strength. So the restraint is part of knowing how to be strong. And if you study martial arts, for example, you also learn how to block the other side's punches or hits or kicks. Because part of self-defense is knowing how to not have to fight, how to not have to incur more injury, because that can make things worse. So that's part of his character. He has the strength, he has the weapons, he knows when to use them, and he knows when not to use them. So cultivating that is true strength. And that is what's needed to go on these journeys. This is the chariot, which is about movement, about progress, forward progress. And then this is about the initiatory ignition, like zoom, like the takeoff. Both are important, and these are both going in the same direction, in the same genre. So it's time for you to launch the thing that you've been wanting to launch. Do the thing that you've been wanting to do. And know that you have the strength, and you will cultivate that, and you can rely on your inner wharf to be the bridge between strength and restraint. I hope that this was useful for you. I love this deck. If you want to grab your own, there are links in the bottom in the description. They are affiliate links. I would appreciate if you could purchase it from there, just because it'll help me out as I try to expand this channel. I would love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. If you're a Star Trek fan, a Trekkie, which one is your favorite character, or which Star Trek is your favorite one, or favorite movie, or anything to do with Star Trek? Let me know. I will be back with another reading very soon. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a sweet infinity.